We just hit a brand new all-time high in hash rate. And again, since I'm expecting the bull market next year, there'll be even more hash rate. The halving will probably be a little bit sooner. People always underestimate it. Probably closer to March or April of 2024. But the hype that the halving's coming will come a lot earlier. So I am expecting us to have the full bull run, which may even complete before the halving because it could exhaust itself. So I would be surprised if we're not, approaching that 100,000 sometime next year.
Former Wall Street quantitative analyst Tone Vays recently discussed the direction of the cryptocurrency market with Kitco's Michelle McCory at the Future Blockchain Summit in Dubai. During the discussion, the popular YouTube personality predicted that Bitcoin will soon begin a massive bull run, which could see the leading crypto asset jump to $100,000 next year, ahead of the halving event in 2024. During his interview, Vays explains that the gloomy macro environment has led to rising interest rates and declining fiat currencies and could see a lot of speculative money begin to enter the crypto market before the year ends. This, coupled with the hype and FOMO for the next halving event, could finally see the largest crypto market enter the much-coveted six figures as early as the first quarter of 2022, Vays adds. Vays, a cryptocurrency and derivatives trader, explains that governments and giant corporations' increased surveillance and gatekeeping are making more investors aware of Bitcoin's core fundamentals, namely its trustlessness and unconfiscability. We will now take you to Vays' interview. Please watch the video to the end, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel if you are yet to do so. Also, ensure you drop your comments and observations in the comments section, as we always love to hear from our viewers and subscribers. Thanks for your continued support and enjoy the video.
I really do think this crypto winter is coming to an end. There are two things that lead to a reversal in price of an asset that is fundamentally sound. One of them is a price correction. Another one is a time correction. Bitcoin can't last in these bear markets for too long because of the way it was engineered to have a halving event. There's only so much Bitcoin going around. There's lots of fundamental metrics of people taking their Bitcoin off exchanges. The number of wallets with a single Bitcoin is now over 900,000, and it should break 1 million very soon. People that can acquire just a single Bitcoin, they're not going to be in a rush to sell it. They're buying it for the long term. The amount of Bitcoin being locked up in the Lightning Network that's used more as a currency for payments, that number is growing. There's over 5,000 Bitcoin there already, and that should probably double very soon. This is the Bitcoin that is leaving out from speculative trading. And when there's not enough Bitcoin to go around, the only place it can go is up. Well, also as a technical analyst, right now, I think the best position for the shorter-term speculator and trader is to be in cash. While I am expecting a reversal in price of both Bitcoin and the stock market itself for seasonality reasons, the election coming up, we've already fallen 30–40%. I know there is a bit of a recession, global recession going on, but these interest rates that are rising are creating havoc in the bond markets. And those that have had their bond portfolios for a long time, and there's 10 times more money in bonds than in stocks, they're going to be exiting because those bonds are losing value as interest rates rise. And money has to go somewhere. I don't believe in the everything bubble that some people like to claim. I think there's going to be a lot of speculation in tech and a lot of these companies. There is a strong possibility that we could have a bit of a flash crash still in Bitcoin just to get everybody scared, which is why at the moment I'm holding a cash position, and I will either go in strong if Bitcoin drops to the $14,000 area, or I'll just wait for it to establish above 22,000, and then I'll be very confident that that 17–18,000 low is here to stay. The next 3 months, I'm expecting Bitcoin to start another bull trend. Okay. But before it starts that bull trend, either it can continue to consolidate here until the end of the year for another 2 to 3 months. It'll be stuck in this $19,000 to $22,000 range, getting everyone frustrated that Bitcoin is not going anywhere. Or it can drop real quickly this month down to, say, 14,000, even 12,000, and then reverse very quickly from there, just like we did in 2020. So those are the two possibilities I'm looking at. So if you are a bull, like myself at the moment, I have a limit order set up to buy Bitcoin if it crashes. And if it doesn't, I'm just gonna wait it out the rest of the year or go in the moment it starts trending above 22,000 and then catch the move from 22 all the way to 100. So many people are bullish on Bitcoin and they're really waiting. They know they missed their chance in the last, catching the last low in 2020. They missed their chance catching the low in 2018. This is one more chance. And those that understand Bitcoin fundamentally know that Bitcoin is not going to zero. I mean, anything can happen with this immature market, but people know if they ever get an opportunity to buy Bitcoin again under 10,000, they will jump on it immediately. And Bitcoin liquidity would just be completely taken out of the speculative markets, and it would go up even quicker than it did in 2020.
Several events of the past months have built and continue to build a strong case for Bitcoin and other crypto assets. First, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's crackdown on the Freedom Convoy and the all-out war on Russian nationals by the European Union. And most recently, PayPal's announcement that it was going to deduct $2,500 from the accounts of users that post whatever the payment giant deems as misinformation and hate speech on social media. Sadly, the censorship and cancel culture will only worsen, and we will come to a phase when a person could lose the entirety of their wealth for saying the wrong thing on the internet. In his interview, Vays explains that this is why many people are becoming very bullish on Bitcoin. Here is his brilliantly worded reply when asked why he was so certain that Bitcoin was never going to zero and his price prediction for the world's largest cryptocurrency.
Because Bitcoin has properties that no other asset before Bitcoin or after Bitcoin has. The two key properties that it has is unconfiscatability and censorship resistance. We're witnessing government, central banks, regular banks freeze bank accounts. PayPal just announced that they would take $2,500 out of your account if they don't like what you write on social media. Then they try to backtrack it when so many people close the accounts. I've been talking about these things for almost 9 years now on YouTube because I realized in 2013 that Bitcoin is the first unconfiscatable asset in human history. This year alone, we witnessed the West and the United States confiscate and freeze like Russian government money, confiscate wealth because people had a Russian passport that happened to have a yacht in Europe. Prior to that, in 2011, also might have been 2012 or 2011, Trudeau in Canada is freezing people's bank accounts for a $20 donation for a political contribution that they don't like. This all started with Cyprus back in 2013 when they confiscated people's money from their bank accounts to bail in the banks. You can't do that with Bitcoin. It's the first unconfiscatable asset people have ever owned. And this property is becoming more and more important. Also because I see Bitcoin as the only decentralized cryptocurrency. It is censorship resistant and you can send it to anyone, anywhere. We saw an example of this with the Greek banking crisis in 2015 when people were only allowed to withdraw 60 euros a day from their banks. And people are recognizing these properties as they become more and more important.
So you mentioned earlier in this interview that you still have a forecast of $100,000 for Bitcoin. What is your rough timeline for that?
Sometime next year. I do expect us to have a nice bull market next year because of the halving that's coming up.
But that's in May 2024, I believe.
It's in May 2024.
About 560
we
days.
just hit a brand new all-time high in hash rate. And again, since I'm expecting the bull market next year, there'll be even more hash rate. The halving will probably be a little bit sooner. People always underestimate it. Probably closer to March or April of 2024. But the hype that the halving's coming will come a lot earlier. So I am expecting us to have the full bull run, which may even complete before the halving because it could exhaust itself. So I would be surprised if we're not approaching that 100,000 sometime next year. I believe there is going to be a big collapse in the bond market. There may even be a collapse in the real estate market. But I do think that there'll be a lot of speculative money flowing into the equities market and into the crypto markets.
And what do you think would trigger that kind of reversal?
Just the international capital flows out of regions. Europe, Eastern Europe, this military conflict with Russia, Ukraine is scaring a lot of people in Europe. they're going to move their money. And I think they're going to move that money into the United States because it is still the safest place to keep your money. And I think the speculative international flow of capital is going to drive the speculative assets up. And also because everyone is bearish. Everyone is expecting a stock market crash. So many people are expecting more of a crypto winter. And whenever too many people are on one side of the market, it reverses. And right now I see very pessimistic sentiment, even though this conference is insane and gigantic. But most of the people I speak to are getting so demoralized that it's never going to end and it's only going to get worse. And that's what's making me bullish.
What are your predictions for Bitcoin and other crypto assets? Are you bearish in the short term and bullish in the long term, or bullish in both scenarios? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Also, be sure you drop your thoughts and comments on Vays' 100,000 price prediction for the world's largest cryptocurrency. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with other Bitcoin lovers. Also, ensure you subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and check out our other crypto-related videos featuring some of the industry's brightest minds. Thanks for watching.